Missing child, 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari. She was not reported missing for 22 days. She went missing from her home in Cornelius, North Carolina. Her mother, Diana, and stepfather, Christopher Palmiter, didn't report her missing until they were getting truancy notices from the school. And the mother admitted that she had not seen her daughter Madalina since November 23rd. She just first reported her missing last week, Thursday, December 15th. I took a few clips. Here we go. The information and clips came from NBC News, WCNC Carolina, and Inside Edition.
After both parents were arrested by the Cornelius Police Department Saturday in connection to her disappearance. Officials say both parents failed to report her disappearance to law enforcement, leaving the community in shock and neighbors searching for answers.
It's very concerning.
Child.
What do you want to do about a lawyer? A public defender, man.
Authorities say mom only raised the alarm on December 15th. She told cops Madalina did not have a phone. Authorities are now searching a lake near Madalina's home.
We want to pray for her. We want to keep everything positive.
Last night, the girl's friends and neighbors in her hometown outside Charlotte held a vigil in hopes of her safe return.
We're praying for her. However she comes home, we want to bring her home.
While the child's mother and stepfather are behind bars awaiting trial, police are asking anyone who might have information about the child to call them.
Just minutes ago, a judge raising the bond to $200,000 for Christopher Palmiter, the stepfather of missing 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari. Police arrested him this weekend for failing to report Madalina's disappearance. The prosecution telling the judge they've interviewed both parents, and the parents have given no reasons for the child's disappearance or any indication of where she may be. She was last seen on November 23rd, but was just reported missing last week. WCNC Charlotte's Tradisha Woodard has more now on the investigation.
There's still a lot of unknowns to this incident, and a lot of neighbors living in the neighborhood are still in shock. They say the neighborhood is pretty quiet and the family tends to stick to themselves. They say all they can do right now is hope that Madalina returns home safely. Today, the stepfather of the missing 11-year-old girl, Madalina Cojocari, will appear in court after both parents were arrested by the Cornelius Police Department Saturday in connection to her disappearance. Officials say both parents failed to report her disappearance to law enforcement, leaving the community in shock and neighbors searching for answers.
It's very concerning that something like this could happen, that it was so close to us.
I would assume that they are suspects.
We also spoke with a former FBI agent who says the timeline of the event doesn't add up, with the day she was last seen and the time she was reported missing 22 days apart.
You would assume that the district would ask after a few days, because they send notes home. And now, in the digital age, we all get emails when our kids are out of school for one day. So the parents knew immediately that the child was not in school.
And the mom is set to make an appearance in court tomorrow, and as officials continue to investigate, they're asking anyone with any information to come forward. Reporting in Uptown, Tradisha Woodard, WCNC Charlotte.
Well, tonight the search continues for 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari of Cornelius. She's been missing for weeks now. Today, Cornelius police arrested Cojocari's stepfather and mother. They say the two failed to report her disappearance to law enforcement. WCNC Charlotte's Austin Walker joining us in studio, breaking down what we know so far and what experts have to say.
The FBI is involved in this investigation now. We spoke to a former agent who says the timeline of events is the most perplexing thing about this case. Now, first, she was reported missing on December 15th, but police say she was last seen on November 23rd right here. And normally, when a child is missing from school for even a day, a note is emailed home. So the question tonight, did the parents know she was missing before reporting it?
It's a nice neighborhood. I never would have thought that.
People would describe this Cornelius neighborhood as a quiet one until recently.
Yesterday there was all the commotion we had. There must have been 40 people out there.
Friday night, police searching for 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari and investigating her home for evidence. Early Saturday morning, Cornelius police arresting Christopher Palmiter, her stepfather, for failure to report the disappearance of a child to law enforcement. Just hours later, at 10:15 a.m., her mother, Diana Cojocari, also taken into custody.
It's very concerning that something like this could happen, that it was so close to us.
Neighbors puzzled by the news, some telling us the family kept to themselves.
Well, I would assume that they are suspects.
Quentin Williams, former FBI agent and investigator, says the timeline of events isn't adding up. Madalina was last seen on November 23rd, but weeks later was reported missing to the school on December 15th, 22 days later.
You would assume that the district would ask after a few days, because they send notes home. And now, in the digital age, we all get emails when our kids are out of school for one day. So the parents knew immediately that the child was not in school.
Leading him to believe the reason for both arrests on Saturday,
they didn't report it.
We spoke to a dozen neighbors who tell WCNC Charlotte they noticed burning in their backyard at all hours starting on November 27th, including Saturday morning, just hours before her mother was taken into custody. Today, neighbors still left heartbroken by the news.
I hope that, she's run away or something and comes back.
And questions start having answers.
All you can do is hope and pray.
This is just crazy. These two have no idea where the little girl is. Okay, yeah, right. And then social media posts with the mother out there. And, oh my God. But hold on. Watch these next clips. It gets even more.
Last night, a North Carolina community came together holding a vigil for missing 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari.
We want to pray for her. We want to keep everything positive.
As the Cornelius Police Department releases new video of what investigators say is the last time they can confirm Madalina was seen in public. The short clip from November 21st shows her getting off the school bus heading home. It's the last day she was at school, but she was not reported missing until more than 3 weeks later on December 15th. Police say her school tried contacting her family, eventually sending a counselor and resource officer to their home December 12th. 2 days later, on the 14th, police say Madalina's mother, Diana Cojocari, told a counselor she would bring Madalina with her the following day, but court documents say she arrived without her daughter and then told them that Madalina had been missing since November 23rd. The 23rd would have been 2 days after she was seen getting off the bus.
So I was shocked. I was completely shocked.
An arrest sheet shows Madalina's stepfather, Christopher Palmiter, told police the last time he saw her was on November 16th. When officers asked Diana why she did not report Madalina missing earlier, she said she was worried it might start a conflict between her and Christopher. Both have been arrested for failure to report the disappearance of a child.
You can play one parent off the other parent. So I don't know a whole lot about these two parents, but you can very easily test their or at least what they are reporting as the circumstances of her being missing and compare the two. So obviously they're going to separate the two and really, really grill them if they have not invoked their right to counsel.
Now to this, some new details we're getting in the case of the missing 11-year-old girl from Cornelius, Madalina Cojocari. A big police presence tonight at Madalina's home. Investigators on scene with what appeared to be evidence collection underway. We saw the crime scene van there. We saw an officer with a camera at one point leaving the home. Our crews have been there for hours too, gathering the latest. So with that, we want to get over to WCNC Charlotte's Austin Walker, who is joining us live with the details that he's been gathering throughout the evening. So what does it look like at the home right now, Austin?
Yeah, it's wrapped up right now, Vanessa, but it was a very busy night outside of Madalina Cojocari's home earlier tonight. Again, a lot of investigators moving in and out of the home. Neighbors say they haven't seen this much commotion at the home in a few days. And tonight, as we're heading into the later hours, we are learning a lot more about her mother. WCNC Charlotte obtained these court documents Wednesday. They say Madalina's mother, Diana Cojocari, told detectives she believed her husband put her family in danger, but did not know what happened to Madalina. She says she also contacted her family in the Eastern European country of Moldova, who told her to call the police, but was hesitant to call. Diana says Madalina's backpack and some clothes were missing from their home, but also says her daughter wouldn't have any friends or family to stay with. Court documents also reveal while police were searching the home on Friday night, they noticed a piece of plywood blocking the kitchen. When detectives asked about it, Madalina's stepfather, Christopher Palmiter, says they were going to make a separate apartment. However, we found no active permits for the home. We are also learning Palmiter used to live in Grand Ledge, Michigan. The police chief confirming with WCNC Charlotte, FBI agents were trying to talk to Palmiter's family and working with the Cornelius Police Department. As night falls Wednesday, a big police presence outside Madalina's home, a dozen investigators going in and out of the home. You can see this video right here, a blue storage bin being taken out of the home and placed in a crime scene van. Throughout the night, flashes from inside the home through the upper left window. Again, things wrapped up about a few hours ago, and again, a lot of questions still left unanswered. Vanessa?
Austin, thanks for that information from the scene. We know you also spent a lot of time at the Mecklenburg County Courthouse today. You were trying to find some other documents. What sort of documents were you hoping to find here?
Yeah, we were hoping to get that search warrant from the original search on Friday. That would show us exactly what investigators found inside the home. That could help lead us to get more information on exactly what is going on right here, but those documents are not available just yet. We'll make sure to update you when we do have those documents in hand, go through them, and report that to you as soon as we can. Vanessa?
Okay.
Up next, I'll play a couple of the last known video of Madalina getting off of the school bus. It's the school bus video. I'll play it over a couple times so you can see her mannerisms. Here we go. She looks like such a sweet girl too. So sweet. Any information, please call the Cornelius Police Department. The number is on the screen, and more is coming.
Tonight, police in a desperate search for 11-year-old Madalina Cojocari, now missing for a month, last seen in this recently released surveillance video from police. It shows Madalina on her school bus getting off at her neighborhood stop on November 21st. That was the last time Cornelius police say she was seen in public. Her mother and stepfather now charged with failing to report her disappearance, police saying they waited 3 weeks before reporting her missing on December 15th. Her mother reporting it after school officials looking into her absence first raised concerns. Now the FBI has joined the search, creating these flyers, while local law enforcement has scoured the family home and a nearby lake for any signs of the middle schooler who police say loves ice cream and horses.
I've spoken to one of the educators at her elementary school who told me that she was a quiet girl. Another one of her teacher just last year stated, I saw on Facebook, that she was a very smart young girl. So we miss her.
A police report detailing what led to her parents' arrest. Her mother, Diana, telling investigators she and her husband, Christopher Palmiter, Madalina's stepfather, argued the night of November 22nd, and the next morning he drove to his family's house in Michigan to recover some items. Diana said she noticed her daughter missing a day later on the 24th. When asked why she waited so long to report Madalina's disappearance, her mother said she worried it might start a conflict between her and Christopher, and she believed her husband put her family in danger, but she did not know what happened to Madalina, adding Madalina doesn't have a cell phone, but a backpack and some clothes were missing from her room. Neighbors nervous about the circumstances and the search.
It's very concerning.
Madalina is an 11-year-old female, brown hair, brown eyes, about 90 pounds. She was last seen wearing jeans, a pink, purple, and white Adidas, a white t-shirt, and a jacket.